Now to the algae crisis and incoming Florida Senate President, Stewart Republican Joe Negron. You see him here at a packed house announcing a plan today to try to help reduce the damaging Lake Okeechobee discharges. This as Martin County leaders extend the local state of emergency for a 7th week. Senator Negron proposing buying 60,000 acres of land south of the lake for additional storage to clean the water before it heads into the Everglades. We've talked about this before, hoping to buy these areas, allowing water to come out of the lake someday into filtration marshes so it could be cleaned before flowing south into the fragile Everglades. The price tag for such a plan, $2.4 billion. Again, $2.4 billion. Now, negotiations have not begun with any of the landowners, which include the sugar giants in that region, Florida Crystals and U.S. Sugar. And plans like this have been shot down and gone nowhere before. Is there going to be any better chance this time? Well, coming up at 6, we'll hear from the senator about the challenges his plan faces in the upcoming legislative session.
Now, Storm Team 5 with South Florida's most accurate weather forecast.
Well, like clockwork, it's firing up. As you look off toward the northeast, it doesn't look too bad, but the storms are on the other side of the camera, working in from the west coast across Fort Myers and eventually the lake, and now working in along the coastline. We have several strong storms bordering on severe, so 45 to 55 mile an hour winds possible with this one. This is now close to pretty much now at PGA Boulevard. We also have a second one around 20-mile Bend and Loxahatchee and the acreage in western Wellington. We had an earlier storm just to the south around Broward that fired up a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. There's a look north. All of this rain trying to make it to the coast. A lot of it's actually tapering off as it gets to the Turnpike in 95, but some rain is making it to the coast. The strong storms, though, lined up along the Turnpike and then on the Treasure Coast lined up along 95 through Port St. Lucie, down in through Palm City, heading into Stewart, and also the rainfall working in through Fort Pierce at the present time. So an active evening. And we, of course, at the bottom of your screen have the crawl going for the significant weather advisory. Those are storms that are just under the severe thunderstorm criteria. So that would be 45 to 55 miles an hour and heavy rainfall, lots of lightning with these storms too. So seek some shelter if you get caught in any of this. It'll be around through about 8 and 9 o'clock tonight. We'll see a few stray showers after that, but clearing and turning a little cooler into the mid and high 70s for overnight lows. Looking pretty good. So here's what to expect. Scattered storms through the early to mid-evening, gusty winds to 45, 55, maybe even 60 in some of the stronger cells, and frequent lightning, a couple inches of rain possible in some of these slow-moving thunderstorms too. There's 9:30 tonight with our Vipercast model. Still some rainfall, more so around the lake, and then everything tapers off through the late overnight hours and early tomorrow morning. Tropical weather is nice and quiet. That's nice to see as we get into August. Not much in the Caribbean or the Gulf of Mexico. There are 3 waves in the Atlantic, but they don't have much of a punch to them. And across the Caribbean, there's not even a cloud in the sky. We do have these stubborn weather makers kind of on each side of us. This one through the Panhandle that'll eventually lift north. The Hurricane Center is not concerned about it. I'm not either. The center of it's over land. It's just it can't tap into any warm water because it's not over warm water, and it's going to lift up toward Georgia. We also have that system east of the Bahamas, and that's very unlikely to develop too. 90 to 92 the next 4 to 5 days, and we are looking at pleasant weather as we get into the overnight, but it's going to take a little while to get there. Seas 1 to 2, a light chop for boaters. East winds at 5 to 10 tomorrow. Sunny, hot weather if you're headed off to the beach. 79 overnight. Strong storms, rain, clearing mid to late evening. Tomorrow 92, partly sunny and increasing clouds. The storms tomorrow will be concentrated west of the Turnpike around the lake, and the 7-day forecast has really a change in our weather pattern. There will be thunderstorms firing up over South Florida, but the best bet is inland and not at the coastline right into the weekend. We'll let you know if we get any severe weather right now. Drive slow out there and try to stay inside until the storms pass in the next couple of hours.